you should not try to become successful. It's honestly not worth it. If you could be wired differently, if you could choose on how to be wired, or if you are wired a certain way and you're trying to rewire yourself. Now, I mean, maybe you need to rewire yourself, like, I don't know, but if you're not wired for success and you're not willing to work for 10 years of your life, alone in an office, doing hard shit, making hard decisions, dealing with people that don't understand you, that don't want to understand you, that have their own agendas, that don't like you because you ask them an uncomfortable question, or the myriad of other things that can go wrong in business and relationships and employees and life and whatever. If that's not you, I would recommend accepting it and being content and happy. Okay? The thing that I see the most that sucks is that people look at success and they want the success, but they don't want to do the thing to get the success. And to do the thing to get the success, you have to be the thing. It has to be who you are. Okay? Now you can change who you are and you can go hang out with successful people and you'll probably get some success doing that, right? And like some people go through that metamorphosis. Some people, they do that. That's fine, right? Some of us are more, it's just more natural to us. It's like we have no other choice in the matter. And I'm not even talking to you. If that's you, I'm not talking to you. If you're naturally designed for success and doing hard things and being, self-autonomous, so that you manage yourself and somebody else isn't telling you what to do, then go get it. And I wish you the best. My advice to you would be to simply be patient, because it's gonna be fucking brutal and hard. I mean, it's gonna take 10 times longer than you want it to take, right? And it should, because that's proof of work, that's duality, that's how you appreciate it. But if that's not you, and it's completely okay if it's not. It's completely okay if it's not. Accept it. Embrace it. Your life, if it's simpler, and if you don't spend stupidly, and you can save some money, buy some Bitcoin, think long term, you can actually do very well for yourself with a typical job. Okay? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Because guess what? When you go home at night and you hang out and play your video games or hang out with your family, whatever it is, you don't have to think about work. You don't have the risk of somebody's going to call you that something's wrong, or somebody breaks into your warehouse and you watch them in real time on the app on your phone thinking, who the fuck is that at production right now? Happened last week. We still don't even know who the person was. Fortunately, the alarm, I think, scared them away. It's like employees don't bother you with stuff and ask you things all the time. Things that they probably shouldn't ask you, things that they probably should figure out on their own. And sometimes they should ask you. It's all part of the job. And it is a job, all right? It's a job to your employees, to your customers, to the tax man, to the IRS, to all the legal departments that want shit from you or want you to pay stuff usually. It's all a job. It's just a different kind of job. It's a job where you have to manage yourself to do it. And if you don't, there's real loss on the line. And some people can't take that. And that's completely okay. It's completely okay. I would even go out to say that it's preferable. Read the Elon Musk biography. Now, I don't operate that way, and a lot of entrepreneurs don't. You don't have to operate that way. But if you want to do what Musk is doing, maybe you do, at least to an extent. Because things like that don't happen without sacrifice. And like big success does not happen without sacrifice, because big success costs more than small success. And those costs, generally, each level you go up, are more expensive, more difficult, more foreign. And that's why most people don't have them. But you don't have to have them. You don't have to be a billionaire. In fact, you will not be a billionaire. Neither will I. That's completely okay. Right? That's fine. Doesn't matter. But we can each live prosperous lives, no matter where in the socioeconomic totem pole or the life situation we find ourselves in. And for sure, rise yourself up, work at it. But not at the expense of the moment and of enjoying life, which is advice for me as much as it is for you, okay? Missing your kid's childhood, not saying I'm doing that, but if I'm not cognizant of work, it could happen, right? A simpler life where you don't have a bunch of debt, you don't have a bunch of fancy shit, you don't need it anyways, but like that life with low stress, being able to leave work, or maybe even like do some solo gig or be a freelancer, like whatever, to fund your lifestyle and then live on your own terms. That's a whole nother strategy. That's a great strategy too, right? That life, that simpler life, where you can go home and just mindlessly play a video game or watch Netflix and not have to worry about any of that shit, not have to ruminate, not have to like think about that person that said this thing and like why are they like that, or like how having to struggle with partners or employees or whatever. That life is more peaceful. And if that life calls to you, and if you're likely somebody based on your habits and your mindset that life is for, then go after it with everything you have. And if it's not you, well, prepare yourself, learn. And my advice is to keep things simple. Cash is king, right? Use debt strategically. Debt is a very important tool. Keep your living burn as low as possible. Keep your business burn as low as possible. When you hire somebody, that payroll is there every 2 weeks. It doesn't matter whether the company or you can or want to pay it. It's there. So when you bring on those full-time employees, do so very slowly and carefully. Use contractors before then. Use part-time before then. It's amazing what you can get done with technology and part-time work and contractors. Like, it's reduced the average company size down a lot. And that's amazing for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small businesses. It's amazing that you can do that. I use them all the time. Fiverr is a freaking gold mine. Like, incredible. But I'm sliding into tangent. So I'll leave the point of this video, which is know thyself, as Socrates said. Know yourself, and then embrace that self. And like, you'll have your strengths and weaknesses. That's fine. Work on those, right? But don't think you're going to wake up tomorrow and fundamentally be a different person just because you want to be quote unquote successful, because the odds are strongly against it. And that is okay. It is perfectly okay, maybe even preferable to a life of stress, backstabbing, getting sued, getting stolen from, shit breaking, problem after problem after problem, hundreds and thousands of them, and tens of thousands of decisions you have to make for the life of your success path, your business, whatever. And it doesn't get easier. It actually gets harder the more up you go, right? So I just want to share that because I'm in here in the office, just recorded some videos in the new office and definitely need something. And I still have 2.5 hours. I got some meetings. I got to get back in my email, you know, and I like it. But like, there are times where I'm just like, fuck this. I'm just like, 5 more hours, dude. And the thing is, like, as the boss owner, I could just do that. And I don't do it a whole lot. That's the funny, ironic thing. It's like a lot of us that can kind of set our own schedule. We end up just working more anyways. And it's like, okay, cool, I can set my own schedule, but I pretty much work the same amount of hours or even more than if some boss was telling me. Of course, it feels better that way.